They're out here tonight. Just not up to it. Not that I haven't been crocheting. Actually, I'm probably going to go in after this live and do a little crochet because I've been really kind of focusing on stuff with the channel where I'm trying to work with mom a little bit, help her kind of understand stuff so she can help. Because right now I feel a little swamped. And so that's what we're doing. And I wasn't quite sure if it was going to rain. It says it was going to rain. Looks like it's going to rain. You can see the skies behind me. It's about 8 o'clock. And I got lost in stuff and it just happened. I've also been dealing with a wonderful, by the way, ear infection. I have forgotten how painful, because I've had one for a long time, how painful and draining an ear infection can actually be. And quite frankly, what a pain in the neck it can be. So I've been kind of dealing with that. My sciatic nerve, I think, felt a little jealous. So it said, let's come in for the party on that one. So I've been dealing with sciatica. Hopefully you can hear me. And have been dealing with an ear infection that has just worn me out. It has come with a lovely migraine for days, and it's slowly starting to get itself under control. But this ear especially has just been very painful. So I really haven't felt like doing anything. I really haven't. I did some stuff. I had some soap caddies to finish for someone, and those are in the washer. And I had some, I did some stuff the past couple days, gotten some more shout outs done and everything. And mom's monitor is kind of on the fritz a little bit. Trying to see if we can get that working so I can sit down with her and show her more. And then I spent about an hour and a half today just sitting at the computer with a Chromebook on my bed, just answering comments, because I'm like, oh yeah, I haven't answered comments for a while. So it took about an hour and a half. I was like, my goodness, I didn't think I was that far behind. So if I did, I apologize. It's just been one of those weeks. And so that's been my week. I thought hopefully you can hear me. So I see the hearts going. So hopefully people can hear me. If they can, say hello. I didn't have the energy. Hi, Sala. Hopefully that's right. Hi, Sue. How are you? Hopefully you can hear me. I have my mic turned on. I think I said I hear. Hi, Caroline. Welcome. Hi, Trains. Welcome on in. So that's been my week. But just the thought of bringing the rocking chair out, bringing the stand out, bringing the crochet out, I just didn't have the energy for. So, oh good, you can hear me. Great. You're going to notice the thumbnail that I picked, and I'm going to actually do a live tomorrow. We are starting something on Monday, and it has to be just explained a little bit for people to understand. It's going to be on both channels, actually. Just took a shower. Good. I'm hanging in there, getting over the ear infection. I forgot how really stinky those things are and actually exhausting. I had a fever this week a little bit, so they have me on antibiotics. I've just been trying to recover. And I'm going to do a live tomorrow sometime now. Tomorrow at 2 o'clock, we have our Blessings Through Connection live. And maybe I'll try to kind of do a 1 o'clock live. We'll see. If not, it will be an 8 o'clock live. We'll see where I am tomorrow. Most likely, it'll be more like an 8 o'clock, 8:30 live tomorrow night. No, it can't be, because I'll be actually in somebody's chat giving them a lot of support. Because one of our supporters, Foodie's Vacation, made a milestone, and she'll actually be on her channel. So that won't work. So if I can, I will try to do it at 1 o'clock and then guide you all over to, I've been taking it easy the past couple of days. So I'm just hanging in there. I'm glad to be out. Like I said, looks like it's going to rain, doesn't it? I want to crochet myself a bookmark for my new Bible. Hi, Chris. That's awesome. But if I can tomorrow, I will go. You know what I'll do? Actually, I will move the Blessings Through Connection live stream to 3 p.m. instead of 2 p.m. It'll give me a little time to get myself going in the morning. It takes this body a little time to do that. And then we can do at 2 o'clock here to explain the thumbnail. We are going to be starting. Hi, Coffee. Welcome on in. Welcome to this place of connection. Hi, Moonwolf. How are you? Place of connection. You don't need a crochet hook to connect. We just connect. We're going to start something at 2 o'clock, but I want to put it on screen so you guys understand what it is, but I'll explain it a little bit today. We're going to start something on Monday. They're going to roll out at 12 a.m., every day. The thumbnail you saw coming on in, Mocha's Network Connection, or Connection Network, I think is what I called it, on this channel. On the other one, hi horse, on the other one, it's going to say Daily Connection Hub. The picture is going to stay the same. There's going to be a date in the bottom of the picture. So you will see that that's the date. Those are going to roll out at 12 a.m. every solitary day. It gives you the opportunity to go to that post on the community post. Hi, LJ. How are you? Well, if you did, thank you. But I don't have $25 to send. But if you did, thank you. I appreciate it. And it goes to Mama. So anyway, so the thing is that those posts are going to start on the community post. What am I doing on Monday? I don't know yet. Let's see. What is today? Today's, I've lost track of time. If Monday's the 20th, is Monday the 21st? Because if Monday's the 21st, that's Josh and I's anniversary. So if that is, then I don't know what we're doing yet. Anyway, which something tells me it is. So Monday, I'm celebrating my 18th wedding anniversary. Yes, then that's what I'm doing. I don't quite know what we're doing. I really want to go down to the Amish country and just hang out for the day and just not focus on anything else. That's what I want to do. We'll see. See what the weather's like. We'll see how this girl's feeling. But anyway, those posts are going to come out at 12 a.m. every day. So you can go over to the community post, find the same picture, and just look for the date in the bottom and just say hello. Maybe let us know or let other people know, hey, you can't put links in there, of course, but hi, Wilma. You can't put links in there. But you know what? You maybe can be able to let us know if you're doing a live or premiere. That gives it gives other people the ability to also make comments and connect. So our thing is, hi, Lynette. Wonderful. Welcome to Blessed to Crochet. We don't crochet, we crochet connection here. And if you haven't checked out our other channel at Blessings Through Connection, hi, Alfonso. How are you doing? Go check that out too, because we're doing amazing stuff over there as well. But anyway, what we're going to do is go ahead and put that post up. And the thing is for us, on that post, it says, make a comment, make a connection. So we're hoping that people will start pretty good trains. I'm having a good day. We're hoping people will start making connections, making comments. Even you just put, have a great day, have a blessed day, whatever it is. And there may not be too many comments at first, but we're hoping to blow those posts up so that you guys can go there. And let's say today is the 19th, I believe. And you can go look for the 19th post for that picture and go down and, you know, connect with other channels and make a comment and go to somebody's channel and make a connection. Hi, Jeanette. Make a connection. That's what we're hoping to do with those. We're just hoping to make a hub and a center. I really do feel you upgraded your model trains with a new wireless RC model, which is better range and better speed control, running it off track. That's awesome. Hi, Jack. So we're hoping that it's going to be really a connection hub on both channels, that people will literally do what we're talking about. We want you to make a connection or comment, and by doing that, you're going to make a connection. And so that's what we're hoping to do, because you guys can go to those posts, and let's just say you go to a post that was, today is the 19th, let's say we run up one on the 21st, and you go and look at a post and it goes on, and let's just say it's the 22nd, right? But you go back to the 21st because you want to check out new people that you connect with. Yes, he does. Hi, Dragon. How are you? He absolutely does, and I'm very gracious. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm praying for you, Jeanette. Our family is praying for you, and believe me. But we're hoping that it becomes a connection hub for y'all, for both, and that you guys can go back and find really amazing channels through that. And even going back and kind of having, a log. It's going to take a while for it, I think, to grow and people to do that. But I think it's eventually going to grow. We're growing. Blessings Through Connections growing. I'm having a lot of positive feedback about that. A lot of positive feedback. It's all about the connection. If you all were on the live recently, we did a live called Take a Drive with Us. Now the traffic was really bad, and I don't handle the highways well. And I kind of had a moment of having burst of anxiety attacks on the way on Monday. But the thing that I realized through it was like, even though it wasn't something I was too great, didn't really want to show, I hope that for some, maybe they go through the same thing. But if anything else, to show, hey, you know what? We can get through this thing we call life together. It's not always easy, but we're here to support each other no matter what we're going through. And we got through that drive together. We got through it as a community together, even though I was taking my son to space and literally squeezing him to death. We made it through together. And that's kind of what we're going to do with this channel. We're going to make it through together. Nothing's stopping this girl. I may not, I really had ambitions of doing several lives this week, and I still want to kind of do those topics, but the ear infection kind of derailed me a little bit. And I just had to kind of go, okay, you can't, and it's okay. And I thought I should bring the crochet out and do the rocking. And I'm like, no, Mary, you don't have the energy for it. And my mom's like, your body's fighting an infection, and it's going to take a little bit, And so, you got to take it easy, and you got to rest. And that's what I've been doing. The headache would just go away. I mean, I've had a headache with this one that I'm like, no. But we're going to get through this thing we call together. And so I really hope you guys will utilize those posts to go to the community post. If you go to Blessings Through Connection, we're trying to light that up like a Christmas tree. You've been crocheting all day. Yeah, I've been working on the computer. I need to get the one blanket done, project done wise. And probably after this, my eyes need to go take a break. I'm probably going to crochet. Honestly, I feel like going to bed and going to sleep. I'm just tired. This whole thing's worn me out, and I'm done. I think when you're in antibiotics, it drains you too. But I really hope you guys are going to utilize that. But it's going to take a little bit of explaining. I thought about, yeah, I am. I'm tired. There's no doubt. Hi, Cruz. There's no doubt. And even though I've been sleeping really well, the pain, this ear has been so painful. And today it started breaking up and loosening up, and my sinuses, I think, have just been, this spring was really bad. I mean, it was like I was really affected this spring. And I think I've had this ear infection for a while, but it came to a head over the weekend. And I had a little fever on Tuesday that told me, yeah, you probably have something going on. And they got me on antibiotics. So antibiotics make you tired. but it's just, I think, all the sinuses and they're loosening up, and it's just, I'm just tired. I'm just been tired. And then, of course, well, you know what? We just can't have an ear infection. This girl just can't have one thing. Let's just throw the back out while we're at it. So the sciatic nerve has not been too happy with me. But I'm not here complaining about it either. But I'm just like, come on already. I feel like I have a little bit of energy today. And I'm thankful for it. It's just, I mean, I've never had an ear infection where it just goes like right up in here and it just sits there and it's like, yeah, it's probably an ear infection and a sinus infection combined. I don't want it back again. It can go bye-bye. Oh yeah, sciatic pain is, yeah, that was Tuesday. Hi, Nancy. That was Tuesday. That was no fun. But I thought about putting those posts out at 7 a.m. in the morning. The problem is then it's not a full 24 hours. And I don't know because we're on Eastern time. So they're going to come out 12 o'clock Eastern. I don't know if we do them at 12 o'clock Eastern, if in California they're going to come out at like our 12 o'clock will be at like the previous day at 9. I don't know that. I don't know whether YouTube says, okay, well, your post comes out at 12 a.m. 12 a.m. Eastern. Hi, Clint. Hi, Gen X. How are you doing? I don't know whether it means it comes out. If we do it 12 a.m. Eastern, I don't know if YouTube, like for California, that's 3 hours ahead or behind us. I can't remember right now. Whether, I think it's behind. So whether our 12 o'clock, when their 12 o'clock runs, whether it shows over there or whether it would show at 9 o'clock, I don't know. But I'm just going to roll them out 12 o'clock Eastern. Systematic issues are a sign of poor health. I've gotten more muscles. You have a better immune system. Hi, Heart. How are you? Actually, with my fibromyalgia is hi, Rosa. Fibromyalgia is, thank you. Fibromyalgia is an immune compromising thing. And then, of course, with what happened after my aunt passed, it's my energy's been in the sink since all that because I had a lot of health stuff that went on, and it's just me rebuilding back myself to whatever myself was before all that stuff happened. And I've realized too that I haven't even begun to deal with my aunt's passing. I thought of it today. I thought, you're down, you're depressed, and I could tell that I was, probably because I don't feel the greatest yet. But thank you. I feel as if I haven't even scratched the surface of losing her. It's just not even there. It's like she's not here. And I'm so afraid. You have a blessed week too, Dragon. I'm so afraid to even open the trunk. I've taken a break from therapy because my therapist is like, your body needs to recover. And when it recovers and you're ready to get down and deal with it, we'll deal with it. And I've taken a break and I don't know quite when I'm going back. I'll know when I'm ready. I'm just not there yet. It's like I don't have the energy to do it. Hi, Sandy. How are you? I just don't. It's not there. And I hate it because it's like, come on, get with it now, girl. I have my days of just, dealing with stuff. I don't like it. I mean, compared to my dad's energy level and my aunt, boy, they could run circles around me. I got my mom's energy level. And then, of course, with fibromyalgia, your energy level. Hi, Majestic. How are you? Your energy level just goes in the whatever. But I'm getting there. the ear infection has just been, whew, I don't want this again. Got something I can give it to, but no, I don't think I'd give this to my worst enemy, I'll tell you. Vacation in Norway. Oh, that would be beautiful. So, and money's tight. You know, we went to Spectrum. We were trying to see, quite frankly, I'm a little teed off at Spectrum. I have a crack in my phone in the bottom, and we're iPhone users. Sorry, we're not going anyplace else. We love our iPhones, right? I'm sure Norway is beautiful. We're iPhone users. We're not going back. But we have iPhones 11s. We've never, in the entire times that we ever have had iPhones, we've never had them like at the top, the one that comes out. It's never happened. We never done it. We never felt the need that we needed to have the newest best thing. We're thankful to have an iPhone. And so, and we've got so much music and so much stuff, and I'm just not going. I mean, eventually I'd like to have a MacBook, but those things are so expensive. But anyway, I see Shatikwa come in. If I didn't miss, I saw her. Maybe I did. Maybe I missed it. Anyway, so we went to Spectrum, and I was like, okay. I went in. Well, first I went in because I've got to do a review on it. But y'all ask ask your life or your hi Avid. Ask your cable company if you need to use their router, because you know you can save yourself money. So the router we have that we got from Amazon, which I'm going to do a review on, works 10 times better than the one we had from Spectrum. So much better. The speed, I'm sure you can tell the clarity on the phone. It's just 10 times better. Streaming and everything. Awesome. So the lady said, well, because our bill kept going up. I'm like, $10 more a month here, and then a couple months later, and they're going to charge us $10 more. So then I said, okay. And she said, well, if you turn in your router, then you're going to get, and you can save $10. I'm like, gravy. That'll help. And so I went in to turn in my router, and the guy next to me was there, and his phone service was $10 less. We just have internet service. And so I said to the girl, I said, you know, I really wish that we could actually, do our phones through you, because right now we're doing them through Cricket. I said, but you guys are just too expensive. And so anyway, she started talking to me, and she gave me this whole list of figures and everything like that. And then she sat there and she said to me, she said at the very end, she goes, I can bring your phone bill or your cable bill down from where we were, now that we're turning the router, $20, even less than that. I'm like, gravy. $10 cheaper than the guy standing beside me, right? Gravy. So I got in the car. I said, well, honey, we got to get new phones eventually, because they're going to stop updating 11s. My screen on the very bottom is cracked and everything. And I said, this may be an option to do. He was like all in. And we can get iPhone 16s, right? Gravy, right? So we go on the iPhone store or the Spectrum store on the way back from Christina's. I'm like, if we have to upgrade our phones and all we have to do is pay like $175 for taxes for 3 iPhones, and we get 16s, man, that'll be great. We'll do that, right? We'll just figure out how to do that. We'll save up for it and everything. So we go in the store, and they're starting to tell us stuff about about the plan. I'm like, can we have the facts and figures? And this guy was really, really hesitant to actually put the facts and figures on paper. And they said, oh, they'll take my phone. And he looked at me and he goes, we can't take your phone. Your screen is cracked on the very bottom. We don't take that one. So that can't be a trade-in. Okay. And then he figured it out. He said, just for the phones and for the cell phone service, it's going to be between $160 to $180. I'm like, okay. And then he said there to me, and he goes, I should make sure my mic's still on. He says, and then you have the $40 on top of that for the cell phones. And I'm like, well, that's not what the lady told me. I'm like, she said it was going to be no more than $180 for the cell phones. We just had to pay the $175 for the taxes for the new iPhones and the first months of service. And between what we're paying with Spectrum now and what we're paying with our cell phones, it's about $150 a month. And I'm like, okay, so, and we were going to be able to trade in Josh's phone and my mom's phone. So we were going to get it like $10 off a month. So I'm like, okay, well, she told me it was going to be like $165, somewhere around there. And I'm like, okay, well, for $15 more a month, we'll get all new iPhones. We'll just transfer over one bill. We could do that. Not for $220 a month. I'm like, that's like, I'm going to do math. My math teachers would be so proud of me, y'all. I did terrible in math, but I guess all my cashiering years paid itself. 35 plus 20, $55 more a month. I'm like, I want to go in and just talk to the lady because the only thing I can figure is she forgot to totally put in the internet service, even though I've got the paper to show. I think she did. But I'm sitting there going, do y'all realize that $55 a month for someone on a fixed income is like, that's huge. And this month our rent goes up $100. And I'm like, do you realize what that would do if I had to have a bill all of a sudden looking me in the face with a $55 increase? And I'm like, okay, well, where do you expect me to pull this one out? You know, I'm like, and then we started calling because now my husband's like, he's upset because he feels lied to. And I'm telling you, this family has not had the graciousness of dealing with phone companies that have been totally honest. Hi, Joe. We've had AT&T say us one thing and then turn around and tell us something else. And so then we started calling places. So I called up, what was it? T-Mobile. And T-Mobile's like, yeah, $229 or no, $299 a month because we would have to do the phones and the service. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I'm like, no, I can't do that. I'm like, forget it. I'm like, it's not. We're just hanging out and chatting. I know $299 for cell phone service and internet is crazy. But see, I'm just like, I wouldn't have irritated me so much if it had been a couple like $20 more. But if we had transferred, and we can't transfer over to Spectrum anyway if we did it until this month's cell phone service is done. But I'm like, if we had done that and had gotten the bill and what I expected, hi me 2 times, how are you? If it is expected to pay like $170 for the cell phone service, and then we're getting a bill that's $220. I mean, if you're on a fixed income, that's like, that's a real drastic difference you're not expecting to have to come up with. It's huge. And I'm like, I want to go in and talk to the lady and say, you got to be careful because there's people on fixed incomes. And then you get to the point where who do you believe and who do you trust? I'm like, you know, but yet at the same time, my mom's battery in her 11 needs to be replaced eventually. So that's $100. And then my screen needs to be fixed. That's $100. And we figured out, well, we'll just trade in our phones. We'll get 16s. It wasn't about the 16s. I'd have been happy with 14s and 13s. I don't need the newest, biggest things. Oh, iPhones never did it. Christina even has a 12. Never did it, never needed it. But we can't transfer our phones over to Spectrum either because they're Cricket wireless, so they're not compatible with Spectrum's service. So we can't transfer our phones. I'm like, okay. So I don't know what we're going to do yet. Who knows? But I think it is so wrong to be lied to. And it's not only that, to feel as if you can't trust. I mean, I'm kind of a little nervous to go with T-Mobile or Spectrum or Verizon. The one thing I liked about T-Mobile, from what I can see, the lady on the phone was very upfront and very honest with me. that they have a 5-year price guarantee. But it's like kind of like T-Mobile. Who do you trust? You know, are you hoping that they're going to tell you, yes, this is exactly what it's going to be? And then you're going to get your bill and you're paying $50, $60 more a month. And it's like right now with our rent going up $100 a month, it's like, nope, money's going to be a little tight and that's okay. But I don't understand it. I don't understand it. And everybody's going through it. I don't think there's anybody that's not going through stuff right now. You know, I just, I don't know which one to go with. And I don't know which one to believe. That's the difficult one. Because if we transfer everything over and they say it's this amount, you know, how do you believe it? But I will tell you something. We went to Boost. Yeah, we have Cricket. See, the problem is if we go through Boost or we go through any one of those, I don't think that these phones will transfer over there, and we need new phones. And we could get 3 new iPhones or 3 new the 12s, because my husband's been always very good about finding them. But still, at the end of the day, you're still looking at $800-900 for phones. But we keep our phones. Boy, do we! I mean, we use our phones, and we keep them until we can't keep them anymore. I've had this phone since when? 2019? I've had this one for 6 years. No, I have Cricket. And Cricket, for the most part, has been pretty good. At least we know what our phone's going to be a month. But my Lord, one thing I will tell you is T-Mobile has a special for their phones if you're military. So if you're retired military, they have a special deal. And my mother is, of course, a widow of a veteran. So I was really glad to see that. And I think I'd like to have gone over to T-Mobile, but I don't have the phones to carry over there right now. I'm on that plan. I'll have to check. I mean, I have to check it out, but they're going to come out with 17s. I mean, like I said, we've never needed the newest, greatest iPhone ever to come out. It's never been something we've needed. We have 11s, they work. And they'll work until they won't work anymore. We may have to buy like one at a time. He gets them off of eBay. We've never had a problem. And of course, he needs the one that's the bigger screen so he can see. Getting old, you can see, right? But it was a little frustrating to feel like you were like, are you told the truth? Are you being kind of lied to? So I don't know. I told everybody I knew that we were going to consider upgrading our phones, but we'll see. T-Mobile has good offers. I want to get the internet for them, but the new plan is oversold in my area. The new plan is $35 per month for unlimited data. Hi, Kendra K. How are you? Welcome on in. Yeah, they had the $35, but then their mobile phone service was great. I mean, quite frankly, if we had phones we could carry over to them, I'd have gone with T-Mobile. I think it was T-Mobile. I called it a couple places. I think it was T-Mobile. They had the $35 a month, and then they had the $120 a month, as long as it was on auto pay. That was $155 a month plus $10 for what? The internet service or the taxes, $165. That would have been about what we were paying if we didn't have the problems of having to not be able to carry over the phone. T-Mobile people are super fun. Yeah, she was absolutely wonderful, and I really loved the fact that they have a military plane. I really, really like that. I thought that was awesome. So that's something to look at. But just keep plugging away. I'm like, I'm gonna do what I can, and I know, guys. First of all, I know I have recordings to do. I'm gonna try to do some some tomorrow. The problem is with the sciatic nerve that decided. You have Xfinity? Yeah. Well, we have Spectrum. And we have Spectrum for internet and Cricket for phones. And I really just wanted to go over to Spectrum for everything. But don't tell me it's going to be $160 and then tell me it's going to be $220. You know, no. So we'll see. And the only thing that can help that is if they come out with the 17s, they'll still offer the 16s at Spectrum. So maybe we'll wind up getting it like at a better price because the 16s will be less. I don't know. But I really wish that they would offer, like they didn't offer anything past a 16, but I really wish that they would offer like, you know, the 14s and 15s and stuff. So you could get those. I really wish they would, but we'll see. God's got it. I just had to kind of put it aside because I couldn't think about it anymore. Let's do what we need to do. But I know I have editing to do. And I know I have recordings to do. We've gotten a little bit of the devotions, and hi, Yadira. We've gotten a little bit of the devotions, and I know it all means honest. Nobody even really calls him or talk on the phone. People text on the phone, rings all day with a spam caller, and people are trying to buy you. Absolutely. But I know I have recordings to do. The fact that the sciatic nerve decided to hit, it was not the most comfortable to sit and try to record. I'm going to try to record tomorrow. I'm going to try to do a short on the new thing. Now, if y'all came in a little bit later, and Sandy, you came in too as well. We're going to talk about it. The Blessings Through Connection channel. I have a scheduled live at 2, but we're going to move that to 3, and I will schedule a live here at 2 o'clock to talk about the new posts we're putting up at midnight every night. Now, Sandy can kind of be my little tester because she's in a different time zone, so she can tell me that I've scheduled these to come out at 12 a.m. Eastern time. Now, I don't know if that means that if someone's like in California, whether it's going to roll out at 9 o'clock their time. I don't know because I don't know how YouTube works when it comes to that kind of stuff, but they're going to be 12 a.m. Eastern time. They're going to be the same post. The post you saw on the front of this thumbnail. It's going to be that. It's going to be Mocha's Network, Mocha's Connection Network. And you guys can look, you'll see the date on the bottom. So the date will match, because what happens is when YouTube does your thumbnail, and I'm going to start working on that blanket again, Jeanette. I just haven't been up to it. Hi, Kiss from Jay. How are you doing, hon? And once I get that done and figure out the exact 12 is 9 p.m. Okay. So they're going to come out. I can't control all the time zones. I'd like to, but I can't. So they're going to come out 12 Eastern time. So it may show up a little bit earlier for our folks in other time zones. But anyway, you'll see the post, and on the bottom, you'll see the date, because once you start rolling the post, once the post goes live, instead of it giving you an exact date when it was put up, it'll sit there and tell you, this was put up 3 days ago. This was put up 2 weeks ago. I wish they put the date. They don't put the date, and that frustrates me. So you'll see the date, okay, on the bottom of the picture. On Blessings Through Connection, it's going to be Daily Connection Hub. Okay, and you can go to that post from that day, and we're starting a new thing, guys. Make a comment, make a connection. So people can make comments. You can, of course, put your, a link in there, but you can let people know, hey, I'm going live at 7 a.m. or 7 p.m. or whatever it is on my channel. If you can, put the time zone so they know. It'll be very helpful in Blessings Through Connection, because we can go there and look for people that can say, hey, I'm going live, and we can put them on our community tab. Remember, if we can, we look for them. We put them 10 minutes before your live starts or premiere starts. So you guys can just make all the comments you want on that daily post. It's going to come out. It's going to run for 24 hours. And then the next day, the same picture will come up, different day, make more comments. And what's going to happen is people will start making comments. And then you can click on those and go to those channels and make the connection. I can tell you one thing as I was going through comments today. See, sitting long is not, sitting any length of time right now is not fun. I noticed something, blessing through connection. And if you've gotten a comment finally from us, I'm sorry it took so long. But anyway, I noticed one thing as I was going through there. There's a channel, it was All Things Mia J. I think that was what it was that she came on. And she literally went in all of the lives that people were making comments on. You know, new subscriber, great channel, things about shout out. And she sat there and she put a comment underneath every one of those almost and said, you know, I'm making a connection. She made a connection with that other channel. And I wrote back and said, keep those connection engines going, because that's what we want to do. We want to keep those connection engines flying. And so I thought it was great. And that's kind of what we want to do in the community post. I'm going to go over it more because I think you all need to see it. And we'll see. And this way, a week from now, you go back to the 21st post and see if anybody's added, you know, comments in that post, and go to that person's post, click on their avatar and go to their channel and make a comment. Make that connection happen. Guys, if you're trying to go your channel on YouTube, only way you're going to do it is make connections. It is, I'm telling you. You come in, you say hello, you ask how people are doing, you ask how their day is doing. You're going to make connections via that. It's the only way you're going to do it. And my mods know if you're in here for a while, they can start dropping links. If you're in here connecting with people, they'll drop links. I may be tired. And I'm not saying. That's why I said I'm going to do a short on it for both channels. And then I will do a live tomorrow. What we'll do is live at 2 p.m. tomorrow to explain it. And I'm going to move the 2 p.m. live for Blessings Through Connection to 3. That'll give this girl some time to get going in the morning. And then we can do it. I heard you talking about it on Chip and Coach, me and Green's interview, though. Yes. Because I think that our community posts through YouTube is very underutilized. I really do. And I heard even Kevin talking about it with Tuber Chat. He said, those community posts are just so underused. And they're not used to the capability. And here's my other thing. Everybody has to understand you all have channels. Some of you put content on, some do not put content on their channel. Either way is fine. But even though you may not have content, that's why in our lives at Blessings Through Connection, we say, if you see somebody coming in the chat, connect with them whether they have content on their channel or not. You guys can use the community post, even if you don't have content, to put up stuff. It's your message board. You can use it even if you don't. Yep. Absolutely. I think for some it's underutilized. We have shout outs going till the 10th, I think, of August. And we're always looking for channels to do shout outs for. And we actually keep a running list so we can see, how much, who we've done it and who we haven't done it for. We try to do it. We do it on both channels. I think the recaps are going well. It's another way for connection. Anybody that has a shout out, at 8 p.m. Monday is when the recaps come out for the entire week of shout outs. Blessings Through Connection, when the live stream runs, we take that week's shout outs and we go ahead and place it in the lives. Like I did a shout out for Kiss from Jay, and that recap was played in the live at Blessings Through Connection, and her link was dropped probably about 3 or 4 times during the time we did it for the week. So what's happening is that people, and the shout out from last week got over 400 views. Didn't get as many thumbs up, it doesn't matter. Eyes got on it. That's the whole point of it. And it's all about us blessing other people. We're going to get blessed back in return. Now I've decided I'm definitely the blanket girl when it comes to crochet, but I'm also the connection girl. And when we did a live stream a little bit ago, we talked about personalities. And one of the things that I found out as I got a little bit deeper into my personality is I love bringing people together. And I love bringing the connection forward. And, bringing people together and having people come together and having parties. It's something that's part of my personality. So I've really kind of said, you know what, I'm kind of the connection girl. And y'all have to change. I wish that YouTube would really change it. If they do, send the credit over here. I'd gladly take the credit. I really wish they would. I really wish that they would change the subscription button to the connection button. Honest to goodness. Because I don't have an emotional tie to my subscriptions. Think about this for a minute. I have subscriptions with Hulu and Netflix, and that was another thing. T-Mobile said that you were going to get a free, you get Netflix for free or something like that. So I have those. I have several other streaming services because we don't have cable, right? I don't have an emotional tie to any one of those subscriptions. I don't know about you, but I've never had a magazine ad, right, in my entire time that I've been. I think it may rain. I hear the thunder, guys. Possibly, or maybe that's the motorcycle. I've had magazines in my life. I've never had an emotional tie to them. They take my money, right? I don't have an emotional tie. They're not physical things. Yes, people give super chats and memberships and all that on YouTube channels. I get all that. But to me, that's just, Mama gets those. Those are just extra benefit. Those are just, we appreciate them. They're never expected. And we're tremendously thankful for them when they come. I'm all about the connection. I need and want the connection. So to me, I've never had a tie to any of them. If a better streaming service came by that was different from Netflix, I'd be all over it. I'd cancel Netflix in a heartbeat. I wouldn't even think of it. But when you change that button in your head to a connection button, that's what you're doing on YouTube, especially to some of these communities. You are making connections with people like us, like other communities around YouTube streets. You're making connections. I think when you change it in your head, we can't change the button. I'm going to do a short on that. We can't change the button through YouTube. I really wish we could. But you can change it in your head to say, that's my connection button. Get rid of the subscribe button and change it to the connection button, because I think that when you hear the word subscribe in your head, I love our toy puppies. I honestly think this is my little thing. I know people realize when they hit the subscribe button, it's totally free. They don't have to pay for it. But there is that mentality to think, yes, you do. because you subscribe to your streaming services, you subscribe here, subscriptions here, all that kind of stuff. In your head, there's a dollar sign to that. And yes, I think that if you become a member on a channel, that's different. You're subscribing to that channel, you're supporting that channel. But I just think that it's the wrong mentality, and I think people are hesitant to hit the subscribe button because it's too much like just getting a streaming service. I just think if we change it in our heads to realize this is a connection button, it changes how we look at it. I just think it does. Hi, Country Homestead. How are you? I left a comment. You left, it's actually a saying. I went through all my comments today. I've been dealing with an ear infection and a sciatic nerve this week, so forgive me for the delayed comments for everybody. And I did respond to that. I will use that as far as the saying, but what the saying means in the next comment, next quote. I totally missed quote Monday. It'll probably be next week one because I'll try to pick an anniversary one because Monday's my anniversary. But I wish they change it. I just, you know, we're going to start a new hashtag connection button. Absolutely. You change it in your head to look past what they have and say, that's my connection button. Because you are connecting to a channel. You're connecting to a community. It's not a subscription. When I go on Netflix and I go in there, I'm watching shows. I'm not connecting with anybody. When you come in here, you're hopefully connecting with somebody. When you come into Blessings Through Connection, you're connecting with other channels. I don't care if we sit there and actually, I think it was the other day I did one and we had like 18 people in there at one point. Got chewed out by my neighbor while taking a short walk. She saw me crossing those small streets without paying attention. You got to be careful. I'm so sorry, but you got to be careful. I know. I'm sorry. It's so frustrating. I know you enjoy your walks. I mean, we had like 18 people in there at one point, and you know, people would come in, people would go out, people would come in, and there's a very relaxing music. One thing that's happening too is surprisingly with that is there are people that are using that relaxing sound and relaxing music, and I will change up the music from time to time, so it'll be a different kind of relaxing music, but the background changes every week. But I'm finding people are saying, you know what, I'm just letting this run and I'm going to sleep. I'm just letting it sit in the background. And what's happening is not only is it a place of connection, but people are using it just to be something in the background just for soothing. And I'm like, it's serving both purposes, connection and the other. And I'm thinking, you know, I thought about what music needed to be in there. And I'm thinking, if we try to do like bumped up music, I don't know about you, but nobody's going to stay for very long. It needs to be soothing music where people can come in there and just be relaxed and just hi-hats on a mission, just be relaxed and be comfortable, come in and just enjoy it. I mean, it's kind of like I feel like we're just wherever the spot is that it is, we're just sitting there and just enjoying sitting there and just chit-chatting. That's what it needs to be. Second time that she has chewed me out, explained to me that the next time I'll be in trouble would have more aggressive. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I think people can do it a little bit more tactfully. And I really wish that you had somebody walking with you. And see if you can reach out to like a local church, maybe in the area, that you can start connecting with people. Or maybe somebody at that place you go play at, maybe they would become a walking buddy a little bit with you. I'm going to be praying that you get a walking buddy because I really think that you would benefit from that. That's my new prayer for you, a walking buddy. And I wish I lived closer so I could be somewhat of a walking buddy. But I just think we've got to change it. And I really wish that I said to Josh the other day, I never want this channel to be big enough to be too big for its britches. Meaning that I don't care what size the subscriber or the connection, but the connections, see, I'm working on changing it. The connections say that we have. I want us to be big enough that we can help other channels no matter what their size is. I never want that to be. Fortunately, I have walking buddy that meets with me on. So that's good. We need to pray for more walking buddies for you. That's our new prayer, Alfonso. So I really do believe that we can do that. And I really thought about it. I want to be very careful how I do it. But I think that I really want to I really want to make sure that people are realizing how important it is to connect. Yes. Because it helps. It helps your day. It helps your mental well-being. It helps everything. And I don't want to get ever too big where we're not. That's why shout outs will never be a part of having a membership. We never wanted that. We wanted shout outs to be something we did because we really enjoyed it. And if people are wondering how to do shout outs, go over and check out our shout outs. I don't mind you taking a similar idea and doing it. Just don't take, that'll be a compliment. Just don't take the entire thing. Don't take the base of it. And I don't know if I can ever figure out how to share a screen. If anybody ever wants me to come on their channel and show them a little bit about what Canva does, I will be glad to do that because we've learned a lot from Canva. Yes, I've used watch a lot of channels back in the day that I don't connect with now. And it's like going into a packing stadium screaming, yelling, but everyone else is too. Yep. I mean, we might get to a point, hopefully, with this channel where we may have to think about doing like members only lives and stuff like that. That's down the road. We may eventually have to be thinking about doing Zoom calls down the road. Who knows? That's all down the road stuff. But I think you take one little step by step and see where God has you, and God has you in the position of it. And I just wanted to thank everybody because I realized today I got caught up with the devotions to the 4th of July. And now I haven't touched them since. But I've got to get back into the swing of getting back into it, and I will. But thank you all. I know they're behind. We've got until the 7th, and I need to do more editing of more. I've got enough. I've got recording all the way to the 4th. I just need to sit and do more. My one thing that I'm going to tell anybody that wants to do a series like that, do not put it out until you're ahead, like by 2 months. Don't do that. But I've told everybody is those devotions over there, whether you're watching them on the 7th and it's now the 19th of July and you're watching June 7th, the date really doesn't matter. It really is the content. So just because the date shows that that's there, don't necessarily go by the date. Go start maybe watching back in January. You'll find some stuff that'll be tremendously helpful too as well. With the smaller channels, you can make a connection with others. Yeah, you can. But I think you can also make it with bigger channels too. I think it depends on the content creator. I've been in channels and it's like, I think you can. I think, first of all, I think that it makes a difference if you have the right people as moderators. If you have a bigger channel, you have to have moderators in there, and you have to have enough moderators to make sure that you are supporting, meaning if they're coming in, you've got moderators welcoming them. If you go into Tuber Chat, right? Thank you, Dragon, for stopping on, and I appreciate your support. If you have, like, just look at Tuber Chat. Perfect example. That chat's flying. But when you walk in that chat, Scratch and Pete is there welcoming you. Michael's Adventures is welcoming you. Just Jason Keto's welcoming you. You have people that are moderators that are welcoming you. They're on top to make sure that if, for some reason, if Kevin's focusing on something else and busy talking about another channel, and he takes a little bit of time to acknowledge you come in, they're still there welcoming you. And I think that it all depends on making sure that you build that. For sure, I can guarantee you as we grow, more and more we have moderators, but there will be, Sandy Wendy will always be that. I'm not saying that, I tell my mods, listen, show up when you can. But we will have to add more so that when we have people coming on in, and I'm thankful for all the moderators I have, when people are coming on in, I've got people welcoming them. So everybody feels as if they're welcomed. And I think that's necessary. If you've got a channel, people want to be acknowledged and be welcomed. Now, there are messages that are going to be missed. Absolutely. I'm not saying that. But that's where, when you're live, you've got to have something like your phone, right? And to be able to have like a phone, your phone that's hooked up with Messenger or Instagram, so that as the live is going on, your mods and you are able to communicate. There's an important message you gotta read, and I think it depends how the content creator does it. Absolutely, 100%. And it can't, here's just another thing, and I'm going to say this: it can't always be about the person behind the camera. See, people think you're coming for the person behind the camera. Absolutely. But it also is important with the people in the chat. Because I have been in YouTube's, channels have been pretty significant. And I can tell you, sometimes it's not the content creator that brings up something. It's just the chat that sits there and helps you through stuff. They're there for you. And what happens is there's this bond that gets built. And that's what we're hoping. We want to see the connection flying. I want to see this chat flying, but I want to see the people in the chat helping each other. That's what I want to see. And I know it can happen. But I won't have any disrespect. I won't have any disrespect of any other content creator. I won't have any rudeness. It goes right out the door. What does it mean to have an aggressive conversation? Does it necessarily mean that you are in trouble? Yeah, exactly. We've uploaded over 1,000 worth of content. There's enough content on this channel. I look at it as a legacy to my daughter and my grandchildren one day. I don't know. I don't know if I would be, first of all, I don't know if I'd be using those terms, Alfonso. Aggressive to me sounds very confrontational. And seems like she could have used words a little bit better than that. I mean, I don't know if you're in trouble. I would just be I'd back off a little bit with her. And what we need to be doing is praying for you to have more walking buddies because you really enjoy walking. And if you can find more people to walk with that have eyes, that can see, then the problem will be solved. And not only that, we need to be praying for people that maybe are people that are, that believe what you believe so that can be time and fellowship with you too. So we need to be praying for that, for sure. And sometimes we don't ask God. You're sitting there going, did you ask me? So I start praying for it. It may come out of the woodwork. I wish I lived near Colorado. I would just be a little careful. And I think that they're concerned and worried and, they just don't want anything to happen, and just take it one step and you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. But I just thought of that. I think you have to be careful because I can tell you, and I've had times where our chat is flying and it's like, you get a little bit, my goodness gracious, I'm going to miss somebody, miss something, or miss somebody. But it'll happen over time. It will. Hi, Dan. How are you? Hi there. I have pressed wood. Is that the same as woodwork? I don't know. But I think you have to head it in right. If you don't, if you've got a chat flying and don't have mods in there to welcome people, you're going to miss people. People are going to leave. And I've been in rooms where that's happened. I was like, not staying around. I don't do super chats or memberships. I belong to Tuber Chat as a membership, and that will stick. I don't do that. I can't. Eventually, I hope to be able to do that. If I want to support a channel, I like gifting memberships when we can, and that we hope to grow and be able to do more often. But I've been in chats where I've done that, and the content creator doesn't even say thank you, and I'm like, oh, you ain't gonna get me to do that one again. And people have done it on this channel, and we're very grateful for it. And I'm telling you, I've missed not being able to put it on the screen when it happens. When it's like this and something happens, I can't do anything. But I'm going to figure out how to put comments on the screen individually before. It is going to happen because I'm getting frustrated with not knowing how to do it. I don't have enough watch hours to have super chats, but even if I did, I don't think I would use them. You can slow down the chat, but then a lot of times people don't like that. People get frustrated with it because then they go to put in chats and stuff. Everybody can run their channel exactly how they feel they can run it. They run their channel however they want to run it. The reason we decided to turn on the super chats and the memberships for us was because I knew that revenue for this channel and eventually for Blessings Through Connection I was going to go to Mama. And I knew that little bit, mind you, just an education for people. When you have YouTube and you're monetized, you have a threshold of $100. So every month you have to meet a $100 threshold before they're going to pay you for anything. So if you go through a month and you hit, let's just say $50. They're not going to pay you for, they have a certain cutoff date, start date and cutoff date. They're not going to pay you. They're going to hold that until the next month. Let's say the next month you get another $25. You're still at $75. The third month in, you finally get to the $100. Now they're going to pay you out, and it won't be till the following month. So there's a $100 threshold that has to be met in order for them to be able to pay, to cut a check for you. And I knew that whenever we did hit it, and we've hit it every couple of months here, that money is going to go to Mama, and I'm thrilled. She gets the revenue. She can use it for bills. Mocha just went to the vet the other day, $500 and some odd dollars later. Thank goodness for pet insurance, but it was still a $100 bill for Mocha to go to the insurance. Or Mom needs a new pair, or after the insurance, Mom needs a new pair of sneakers, or she needs a bill paid here or there, or whatever. Use the money, Mama, for however you want, right? Before they take out the 30%, exactly. So, I know it will go to her. And I've said this to my daughter. Eventually, when my mother's here, and I told her she can't leave till she's 150. And with that mentioned, on the 23rd, we are going to celebrate Mama's birthday. So we'll have a party for Mama on the 23rd. I think I scheduled it for like 7 o'clock, something like that. I have to look, 7:30, something like that. I think I did that. So if eventually this channel will change names into my daughter's name, and then that revenue stream will go to her. And maybe it means that she can be home with her kids, or maybe it means that she'll have some extra funds to, buy clothes or something for my grandkids. Who knows what'll happen? But I think that people with YouTube, you have to be very careful, because there are expenses to running a YouTube channel. When it is monetized, there's expenses. When we had StreamYard before, if we did it bi-monthly, that would be $40 a month. We couldn't do it. Eventually, we have the computer that we got. It was $100. And thankfully, we got that computer, because the other one would have never done everything that this one does and kept me on for live streams. But eventually, I'll need to have my son-in-law build us a computer. And so those are all expenses out. I just want to be able to pay my insurance as the savings are running out really quickly. I wouldn't feel bad, High Country. It's up to you how you want to run it. But if we need to help you with watch hours, let's help you with watch hours. That's why I want to do those getting to know you interviews over at Blessings Through Connection, because I want to put them underneath playlists and say, hey, guys, go watch that playlist. It has our interview in it, which will be about 30 to 45 minutes, and then 5 hours of the content creators' content they want in it. And go watch them. That gives them 5 hours of watch time. No shorts in there, watch time. And we give them watch time. So you go ahead and run your channel however you want to run it. I would not feel bad about ever turning them on. People aren't doing things. First of all, there's a lot of people that don't have cable anymore. This is their cable. They don't have cable. They have YouTube. They go on YouTube, and you're getting to me better than you're going to be doing to sit in front of a TV, not being able to interact with somebody. And you have the people aren't going out to movies like they used to and so forth. I mean, the movies can be expensive. They go to YouTube. So if they want to be able to say, here's a little bit in a super chat to help you with just your expenses and your content, because this takes work. It takes work, it takes effort, it takes time. And if you just go look at what our content is, there's been a lot of hours put into it. I am 670 subs and 800 watch time. I am a young channel still and will take a couple of years. A mosquito. But I am working as best I can when I'm not working on my farm. Absolutely. You can only do the best you can. Have you found Echo's channel yet? Calypso's. If Sandy Wendy's still in here and she can find it. Calypso for Happiness. If you go back on Blessings Through Connect, you found her. Let her know you need watch time. That lady watched stuff like you could not believe of mine. I can run some of your stuff this weekend. Sunday I will, for sure. Let people know. Swap watch time with people in Tuber Chat. Absolutely 100%. Let your people know in your community post you need help with watch hours. And then just see where you are, you know. Maybe not, I mean, I know the source is another great place to get with, the source 479. And here's the thing, you may not necessarily want to turn on memberships, but just maybe turn on super chats. I mean, you know, the last, I think it was a month ago or something, like 3 weeks ago, we got a super chat. Set up a playlist too for watch hours. Set up a playlist that you can go when you go into Tuber Chat. When you go into Tuber Chat and they're saying swap playlist, decide how many hours you want to commit to. Let's just say 5. You want to just do 5 or 10 or whatever it is. Then you can go into Tuber Chat and say, can you watch that playlist? And maybe have several different ones. I used to do that. I don't do that anymore. But I used to have like Tuber Chat help or watch hours playlist 1, 2, and you can maybe set up 2 or 3 or 4 different playlists, right? That are, you know, or 4 or 5 of them for watch hour time, and put 5 or 6 hours worth of content in. Absolutely tell Echo, she'll run stuff. She did it for me like you couldn't believe. And anybody that comes in Blessings Through Connections is more than willing to swap playlists if they want to. That may be some kind of video I do for anybody who wants to swap playlists. Go ahead and work that out amongst yourselves. But get Tuber Chat, you'll see people all the time doing it. Doesn't matter. Still watch time. Doesn't matter. You know, one thing that helped me, it was one thing that really, really helped me, and I did it. I actually did it overnight. And I had at that point paid for StreamYard. But you can do it through Streamlabs too. But I'm paying for Streamlabs. So if you have the paid version of StreamYard, or even the free version of StreamYard, you could do 5 hours worth of 5 hours a month. So you could do 5 hours and go into Pixabay. Now, the only thing I would say when you're doing this is I would say, go ahead and make sure that you actually upload the video. Like what you see in Blessings Through Connection when you come in there, and you can go look at that channel. You'll see just a loop of the video. It's like a 20-minute video and relaxing music in the background. Go into like an editing software, InShot, you can do on your phone and everything. Put that together, upload it onto YouTube, and just let it sit in private. Make sure that there's no restrictions. Have it come back with any restrictions. And then you can go into StreamYard and put that up and loop it. And let it run for 3 or 4 hours. I guarantee you. Turn off, and if you don't want to sit there and monitor it, turn off the comments. And we'd run them overnight And you can go look at the relaxing streams. They ran for 10 hours when we were trying to get watch time. And we literally ran them overnight, and we turned off the comments so nobody could comment on them. People would fall asleep with them. And I should do more of them, but I don't have StreamYard to do them anymore. I mean, I can still do them on Streamlabs, and I should do some more, but we just ran them. And people would come in and watch time them, and then people from Tuber Chat would watch them. You could do them for 2 or 3 hours. I was going to do Christina's channel, which I'm still thinking of doing that. And that's Chrissy's Cosplay Wardrobe. And I was thinking of actually making hers, but making hers more, helping her, but making them more like a castle in the back, you know, a cosplay kind of thing where there's like a castle in the back and, you know, different kind of things with, you know, Renaissance kind of theme, kind of whatever. But and I can still do that with her. But you can do StreamYard, it's free. And you can loop the video, loop the music, and do it all in StreamYard. Let it run for 3 or 4 hours. Turn off your comments. You don't have the comments running. People can go back and watch it. We would get 200, 300 watch hours just from that. It was a huge help. And if you need any help, please, you go to our link tree and email me, and I will see what I can do to help. But I don't feel, you know, I feel like you run your channel however you want to run it. But people want to send super chats. If they want to become members of the channel, wonderful. Thank you. That's appreciated. It's over the top. It's an extra thing. We appreciate it. It's just a little thank you. Just a support. And it goes to Mama, and I'm thrilled. But it's never expected. It is always appreciated. And when they come through, we're thankful. And, you know, when people watch our stuff and they can't afford to do that, and they watch it and they watch the ads, and that helps her too. So, you know, but you're not making, well, I have to say, it depends on the size of your channel. We're not, you know, size of this channel right now, it's not making the ad revenue enough to say, you know what, we're going to not have super chats or memberships on because the ad revenue isn't there yet. And even if we do it, we'll just keep it. Those that want to, do. But, and we're grateful for them, and we're thankful for them. But if you need help, just reach out. We'll be glad to do so. Any way we can. Yep. Exactly. It's all how you do it. And listen, that's why we did the membership at 99 cents. Because and I had people say to me, thank you for doing a 99-cent membership. I said, there's no frills with that one. It is a basic thing. You're just saying, thank you. We want to support your content. We're grateful for what you're doing. I will tell you this. There were people that said, I'm going to stay a member because you have the 99-cent membership. Now, the $2.99 gives out videos early. That's the only thing. But the 99-cent membership is there just to support. The Source rolled out memberships. All he did was a 99-cent membership. And I think that that's very valid. Articles and posted them on YouTube community page and got donations from my articles. Thank goodness. It's the only money I have coming in. Again, just turn them on. And, you know, if you want, I would encourage you to do so. Take advantage of it. If people want to give to your channel and they want to support your channel, let them. Hi, DA Fams Adventure, listening and great. Well, welcome. Thank you for coming on in. It's, you know, if they want to, wonderful. You know, I get a little frustrated when there's channels that I think, kind of criticize people for doing that. Because if I've ever wanted to support a content creator, nobody has made me do it. I've done it over my own free will to do it because I wanted to do it. I just wanted to say thank you. And once you come on this side of the camera, you view it very different than when you're on the other side. I never thought it'd be as much work. I didn't realize that you have expenses. It's not just turn on the red button and you're just going to, money's going to be rolling in. It doesn't happen that way. You've got to put time and effort and energy into making it happen. And that's what we've done. And I have not been able to do it by myself. I deal with a chronic illness every day of my life. I don't have the energy to be able to do as much as I want to do because it stops me a lot of the times, more than I would like it to. Mama has to help with stuff. All of the shorts you see, the shout out shorts, the Bible verses, all of those I have done on Canva in order to be able to make them very easy for my mother to be able to take a picture and plop it in and change this lettering and change that and change this, and it's done. And she can help me. Because I enjoy working on Canva. When I don't want to crochet or my hands need a break, I go to Canva because it helps me too to be able to get my creative energies going. And I'm thankful for that. So, it's there, and but it just doesn't come by. And unless you're a star that gets it, or you have a bigger channel that sits there with you and decides they want to come beside and help you, and you get that boost of something, you're not going to get it. You're going to work at it. We've worked for everybody that's come in here. We've worked for those connections, and then we've gone on YouTube. DFAM will tell you, we've gone into their chat. And what have we done? We've connected with people. We've made those connections. And just so y'all know, I told this to Vicky, which is Foodie's Vacation. I said, the other night I had a dream about a cruise. I thought a great group of people in the cruising community. And I'm sorry, but I'm not going out of the port of Miami. I will never go back to Miami, ever. Maybe the port out of Virginia, but never in Miami. And I can't afford to go on a cruise right now either. But I'm like, I literally had a dream about a cruise. I did go on a day cruise one time. They've never been on an actual longer than a day cruise. But I'm like, great community. And it's a great place to go in the morning. And Vicky laughs and they're so supportive. And I'm like, we're not a cruising community. The closest vacation we go to is take you all down to Berlin or down to Columbus or something like that. I mean, we're not that, but yet they're so welcoming to us. And it's like, that's what it's all about. It doesn't matter. Hopefully maybe one of these days I'll make it on a cruise. I'd love to go on a cruise. I made it on a cruise. It was not a cruise. It was a day cruise, and my grandmother won it. I can't have memberships. They're going through. Yeah, you can't have memberships because you don't have it, but we can get you there. And get into Foodie's Vacations too. You'll see them if you go to Blessings Through Connection. You'll see the post. Get in there. Get in there. Absolutely, tell them we sent you. Go into Blessings Through Connection. You will see Foodie's Vacations. Connect with that channel. Connect with DFAM. To go at least one cruise in my life. Yeah, we went on a cruise. My grandmother won a cruise, day cruise, and my great-grandmother was like, I can't go on a cruise because I don't know how to swim. And so, yeah, they do make those connections, and DFAM is in there, and High Country needs help with watch hours, and we're going to help her there. And so anyway, and it was so funny because she's like, I can't go on a cruise because I can't swim. I said, Nana, they have lifeboats. No, I can't swim. But my grandfather had multiple sclerosis. So in order for my grandmother to leave for the day, she had to go actually have my mom and dad stay with my grandfather. So we had to get up at like 3 o'clock in the morning. We were down in Florida in Coral Springs and get on a bus to take us down. She fought the entire way down to the port of Fort Lauderdale, I think it was. It wasn't the port of Miami. I know that. It was down in Fort Lauderdale. If there is a port in Fort Lauderdale, which I think there is. If not, maybe it was the port of Miami, but I don't remember. It was either, it was the port of, I don't know. Maybe it's not a port in Fort Lauderdale. Maybe it was Miami. I can't remember. So, and then we get down there. Now, she was born in Scotland. We almost didn't make it on the cruise because they weren't going to necessarily do that because her birth certificate said something. So anyway, we finally got on the cruise and we spent the day. It was wonderful. I have such a special memory of that cruise. And we went over to Jamaica and then came back. And I got my hair braided and so forth. And I'm on the cruise with her. And then we came back. And yeah, you have to start connecting. Absolutely. And we came back. And it was wonderful. It was wonderful. But she was so funny. She was like, I'm not going on a cruise. I can't swim. So I have been on a cruise, day cruise, but I refuse. I'm sorry. I refuse to go down past the only place I will go in Florida. And she will get me as far as is to Orlando. That's it. That's all. I've been to Helen, Georgia. It is beautiful. I know that DFAM's doing like something. Hi, Wa. How are you? I know you're doing that gathering in Helen, Georgia. I'd love to go back to Helen, Georgia. Yeah, more than what you'll receive. Absolutely. We went to Helen, Georgia when we moved up to Ohio. I love Helen, Georgia. Maybe one of these days, maybe I'll make that because I'd love to be able to be a part of that. But financially, right now, it's not there. But maybe I'd love to be a part of that meetup in March in Helen, Georgia. I go back to Helen, Georgia anytime. It's beautiful. But I will not go. The farthest you're going to get this girl is Orlando. And the only reason I go to Orlando is to go to Disney World with my grandkids one day. That's it. Outside of that, the furthest you're going to get me to is St. Augustine, Florida. That's it. I am not going past that. I have been and lived in Florida for most of my life, except when we moved up here in 2019 to Ohio. I've been to Miami, done, gone. I have no desire to ever go back there again. Fort Lauderdale, I have lived in Coral Springs. I have lived in Coconut Creek and Margate and North Lauderdale and New. Hi, Kathy. I have been to it all. New. You're not getting me to the Port of Miami. Absolutely not. The traffic would absolutely send me in a tailspin. I don't know how I survived. My aunt said to me, the aunt that passed away in March, is like, the traffic's even worse. It's worse than when you all were here. And I'm like, how could it be worse? No, thank you. I do not. I have no desire to ever wind myself back in down Florida. No. Been there, done that. When we left Florida to move up to Ohio, we took all the back roads. And we winded up, the only reason we winded up in Helen, Georgia was because we stopped off. Yeah, I'd love to go to that meetup. I would love to be able to do that. The only reason we winded up in Helen, Georgia was because we went to Duluth, Georgia, which is where my husband's aunt and uncle are. And we were going to go to Savannah where my aunt is, my other aunt is, but she was sick. So we decided to stop on our way from Georgia to stop off in Helen, Georgia. And then we went off to Lexington. Lexington? Where did we go? We got through Tennessee. So we stopped. I can't remember where we stopped in Tennessee. And then we stopped in Kentucky, Lexington. Or no, did we go? No, then we stopped in Tennessee. And then we went on and got to Ohio. We were going to stop in Lexington, but my husband had winded up actually in the hospital in Tennessee because he was not feeling well. So we had to stay an extra night at the hotel in Tennessee. So we left Florida. We traveled the back roads the entire way. It was beautiful. We went from Coral Springs, Florida, to Orlando, to Gainesville, to St. Augustine, to Duluth, Georgia, to Helen, Georgia, to someplace in Tennessee. I forgot where it was. And then I can't remember. I don't remember if we stopped in Lexington, Kentucky or not. I don't think we did. And then we winded up in Cincinnati, Ohio. So that was quite a trip with my mom, myself, Josh, just my husband, Christina, my dad, who had dementia, and a black lab service dog, which was my daughter's autism service dog. So there was 5 people on the dog in this cramped minivan, packed full. And we spent 2 weeks making the trip up. The only way I could do it was the back roads. My family knew it. They thought, you're going to get me on the highway up here. And we were between houses. We had sold the houses down in Florida, and then we had to wait for this other house to close up here. So it was taking a while for everything to happen. But it was quite an experience. I can tell you that. Quite an experience. But anyway. But I don't know what we'll do. Monday is our anniversary, Josh and I. We'll see. I know what we're going to do. I don't know. I wanted to go down to Berlin and stay for the night, but we couldn't afford to do that, so it didn't happen. And so we'll see. I love the Amish country. Love it. So we'll see. There's not a tremendous amount of places to go eat down there. So we'll see. I thought about just going to the Olive Garden locally here. I don't know. There's a place it's really expensive though, but maybe one of these days. It's here in Ohio, or it's here in where we live, and it's like underground. I'd love to go eat there, but it's like really, really expensive. But be cool, I think. It was something or other. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't quite know what we're going to do. One of these days, I want to make it too to the Cleveland, oh goodness, what is it? The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. One of these days, I want to go to Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I have to hit there. I think that's the only time I'll get my husband to Cleveland. We have to go to Columbus next month because he needs a test. They've got to do a sonogram on his hands, so we'll see. But you know what, High Country, we can help you, and I can run some of your stuff. But I do a playlist and maybe organize your videos in a playlist because that will help. Swap playlists with people on Tuber Chat and just start getting connected. Come over to Blessings Through Connection, get connected. A lot of the lives that we're putting on Blessings Through Connection, you go into any one of those lives that are happening, because those are full of people that are connecting with each other. And and this is all about connection. That's why we turn the lighthouse on. It's why we do it, guys, so you guys can come in here and connect, and we can connect. And usually I bring out my crochet, but it just wasn't happening. I'm probably going to go inside and have a shower in a little bit and go have somewhere to eat and probably pull out the crochet because I need a break from the computer stuff. I'm teaching my mom how to do stuff on the computer. She's very well knowledge of it, but I certainly prefer teaching her than I ever did my dad. Oh my Lord. When I moved into my parents' house after I had Christina and I was a single mom, my dad, we still have the typewriter because Christina wanted to say we have the typewriter, right? And he was so funny because trying to get him off of the typewriter, because he would sit and like type contracts up and type invoices up for everybody. And it was like, okay, Dad, we've moved to the computer age now. So I was the one that had to sit so that he could literally, we could make things computerized. And he had door hangers that I made that put on people's doors that people could put, their checks in and so forth. And so we had the door hanger system that we actually did and laminated. And then I put all of his invoices on the computer so that literally he could just print them out. I mean, and it was so nice. He was able to print out like 30 invoices. And in like it saved him so much time because otherwise he was sitting there and he could type really well because he typed in the military. He typed very well, but my Lord, did he spend, it was like, Dad, you got to get out of the typewriter age and move to the computer age. I helped him with him, but for him to sit down and learn the computer, oh, no. That was never going to happen. Like, he would have been one of those people that would have still had the regular flip phones and never a smartphone because he would have never understood it. It never would have happened. Never. My mother, I can get her to do it. And like with the Canva stuff, like when you go and look at our shout outs, it's literally like a frame. So she can take the person's avatar, save it, and move it and put it right in the frame. I've made it very, very... my biggest thing for anybody to learn about anything is like when I did the thumbnail we did today, which was I can't think what it is. The repetitive, the picture for the hubs for the network connection and the other. Even when I did the shout outs, even when I did the weekly recap shout outs, I've made it so that it takes like this. The recap shout outs took 2 days to put together, but it doesn't take me 2 days now to do them. They come very quickly. So whatever you're going to do that you're going to have to do repetitively, do it once, make it look good, but make it so that you can repetitively do it. It's not something that you're having to recreate all the time. I can go into Canva, take the weekly recaps, hit copy, change the date, and go in there and add people's shout outs directly into a frame, right? Hi, Grandma, right into a frame, put their channel name, put their date, and move forward. Make it duplicatable. Family died when I was a teenager. It was just me until I had my daughter. You're so blessed. Everything was so close. Yeah. My elderly neighbor still uses a typewriter trying to find typewriter ribbons. Yeah, they're definitely decreasing. But I mean, I have a tiny family. I'm the only child. My husband's grandmother had 6 kids. So he comes from a big family. But I only had one child. I was an only child. And my family is, on my mom's side, is shrinking. After Patty passed, we have my one aunt. I've got 2 aunts. And my dad, even though his biological father remarried again and had like kids, a lot of them don't talk with us. It was really hard because my dad looked a lot like his dad, so it was really hard for them to really have that relationship with him. And my dad was just like me, he was so outgoing, never met a stranger, and that was just that was difficult for some of them. And so I'm in. So we have that. We have my two aunts and my cousin, and I have a couple cousins, and that's it on my mom's side. On my husband's side has a pretty large family, but they're in Cincinnati and Indiana and Kentucky and whatever. So, but we've had to be a tight family because we've had to survive. And, my mom lives with us because, like, on Tuesday, I think it was Tuesday, I was dealing with the ear infection, which I'm still dealing with, which I'm getting better at. It's getting better. And I got up and I'm like, Monday when we were out with Christina and I did that drive, I'm like, we went out to eat and I'm like, I don't like the way my back is feeling. And on Tuesday afternoon, I realized this is not, it's not doing well. And then I think it was like 6 or 7 o'clock at night, my mom will like text me and say, tea is ready. And so I went through to get the tea. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay, Trace. And I just started, tears just rolling down my face because I'm like, and my husband's like, stop. He said, your sciatic nerve is bothering you. And yeah. And I was like holding on to things to walk. And he said, stop. Go sit down. I'll bring you your tea. Or I'll call your mom and she'll bring you your tea. And then my mom was like, do you need anything? Do you need me to fix you anything? And, sometimes if I can put the laundry in, she'll help me take the laundry and put it in the washer, in the dryer and put it out, take it out for me. Or if I'm sore, because I deal with the fibromyalgia, I deal with the chronic illness. So if I can't cook, she'll help. Or if, she needs to do, sometimes she'll say, can I do a little laundry for you? We'll help her if she needs it. And so we all help each other, and I'm grateful for that. And it takes a lot too, I think. Not a lot of husbands would have their mother-in-law live with, them. And when we moved up to Cincinnati, we had my dad still with us. And my husband's like, my mom needed, all of our help to take care of him. And my husband's like, he's not going into a nursing home. We'll be here for him. And so that's exactly what we did. And we had a house. My daughter had a walkout basement. And then on the top, we had my mom's room. And then we had the master room. And there were several times where, middle of the night, my mom would say, we need you. And Josh would come and help my mom with my dad. And that's what we've done. And when my daughter got married and she was going to move up here, we came with her because we're all here to support. And my son-in-law and daughter know if they need us at 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we'll get in the car, we'll be there. We'll be there to help. It doesn't matter. That's what we do. It's just what we're doing. It's our family. It's what we do. And when you have an only child, and when you also are disabled, like I can't drive anymore, so I have to think about, like, at a time when my mother is getting older, I'm going to need my daughter's help. And so being up here where my daughter can help, and we see my daughter and my son-in-law every Sunday at church, and but I just knew that my back was not doing it well. But he just said, after my dad died, he said, I promised your dad I'd take care of his girls. And he said, that's what I'm doing. I'm taking care of his girls, and I'm going to take care of them for the next little bit. All of my mom's family is in the UK, just me and my daughter in Australia. We are happy and healthy, though. Thankful that for everything we do have. Absolutely. I am so blessed to have it. And we have a 2-bedroom apartment. It's like a house. It's like a condo. So my mom has her own bathroom in her bedroom. And then we have our bedroom and bathroom. And You know, he's like, she'll stay with us until she's no longer here. It's not happening. He said, I'm here to take care of your dad's girls, and that's what I'm going to do. He said, I won't have it any other way. And, not happening. He said, I will not have it any other way. I'm going to take care of and until my daughter got married, I'm taking care of Chuck's girls, and that was all of us, my daughter and myself and my mom. And he said, she'll live with us for the rest of her life. So I won't have it any other way. We all help each other. We all take care of each other. And, we all do things and do what's needed and do what we need to help each other. And we've always been that way. When I was growing up, my grandfather had multiple sclerosis. We were there to help my grandmother take care of him. And then, it's just, I was a single mom. They were there to help take care of me, my daughter and myself. And we've just always done that. And I think it's generations. Because my grandmother's family did that for, them. And it's just generation to generation where we do that. And when you have a small family, you have to do that. It's just, you do that. I mean, it was like when we took care of my grandfather in Florida, all of it was just us. It was my mom, myself, my dad, my grandparents. That was it. We were taking care of my grandfather who had multiple sclerosis, and his family did come down, but we were the main people there helping to take care of them. And so when his family wasn't there, it was on us. And we were there to take care of my grandfather. It's what we did. It's the 5 of us. And that's what it is now. And there will be a time, when my mother may have to be in a nursing home down the road, and I'm going to need help to make sure she's taken care of properly. I'm going to need my daughter's help. And I really don't drive because of my disability. So, I'm going to need help down the road. And sorry, kid, you're it. And until you start having kids, our family is going to continue to do this. It's going to shrink. But eventually, down the road, when they're ready and when she's ready, I am looking forward to being what is called in the Greek, Yaya. My grandfather was Papu, which is grandfather in Greek. I had my biological grandfather was Greek. My biological grandmother was Scottish. And so Greek and Scottish, but I have Greek heritage. And I called my Papu Papu. I called my Nana Nana. So I will be a Yaya one day. My husband will be a Papu, and my mother will be a Nana. And she will be a great grandmother one of these days. And I'm looking forward to that whenever God brings that down the road. They are not there yet. They're not ready for that. But when it happens, I will consider that a tremendous blessing, because I didn't think she'd get married as somebody who had autism. And I didn't know if I'd ever be a grandmother. But God certainly knew better than I did, that's for sure. So, before the bugs come out anymore, I'm glad I brought the light out here, but I'm going to go inside. I think I want to get ready for bed. I'm going to change the live stream 3 o'clock tomorrow over at Blessings Through Connection, and I will set up the and High Country, please reach out to me if I can help you in any way. I'd be glad to do so. I will set up another live real quick for tomorrow so we can go over the thumbnails real quick and decorate a cake. I love it. And so we'll go over that at 2, and then we'll do a redirect over to Blessings Through Connection and have more connection. And then I'm going to hopefully get some recordings tomorrow. I do plan to add more recordings to Blessings Through Connection. I just haven't been up to recording this week. It's just not happening. I'm finally able to sit, but sitting was not fun because it's what happens when your sciatica acts up. And so I haven't sat someplace sitting at the chair. I tried a couple times to sit at the chair I do stuff from, and I was like, no, I'm not there yet. I have to put some pillows or something there, make it nice and soft. Anyway, remember to be proud of being yourself. Everyone else is taken. Keep crocheting that connection. No crochet hook is required. And remember, we have you covered. Thank you so much for having us covered. And if you are a member of this channel, Thank you so much for your ongoing support. It is never expected. It is appreciated. And thank you so much for everyone. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I get it from my dad. I've never met a stranger, and I can talk for a long time. If you haven't figured that out, I think we've been out here for about 2.5 hours, or at least 2 hours. And so I better go before my phone dies, right? So anyway, thank you all for stopping on in. Thank you for keep crocheting that connection. You guys have got this. You're amazing disco balls, as we say here. Remember, a disco ball is made up of a bunch of broken pieces of glass to make a beautiful ball of light. You're not broken, you're a disco ball. So remember, we love you all. Thank you so much for your support, not only for this channel, but for the growing channel over at Blessings Through Connection. We reached over 200 people, and I can see that channel growing and more connections happening. This channel, we're crocheting connection, or Blessing Through Connection, those connection engines are roaring, and we want them to continue roaring and growing. So thank you so much, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day or night wherever you're seeing this, and bye-bye for now.